MrSavage finally talked about his duo options, what his plans are going into the future. I'm going to show all of the clips of what he was talking about and give my own opinions on it as well. We also have an entire Eval Cup to go over too. And let's just say we got the answers to a lot of our questions. Real quick before this video starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. If you guys want to support me even more, far and away the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. We shout out somebody every single video who deems me proof of them using my code. So shout out to this person on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys follow me on my Twitch as well. We just changed the Twitch username, but we're going to be live for both the Div Cup and EWC finals over there. Let's, as always, start off on NA with the duo that ended up placing first place in the opens of Peterbot and Pollo. 397 points for them. The part that is most impressive about this performance right here is they got 4 out of 5 wins today, and their only other game was a 6th place, giving them an average placement of 2.0, which was the best out of either NA or EU. And they also finished with the most elims, getting 97 total elims. Pretty much all of their games in the opens, like all of their wins, were off of the back of them being on high ground. And of course, we'll talk about how they did in the finals in a little bit, but their opens performance was super good. Second place was Virgo and Chabi on 347. Third place was Acorn and Bolts. Fourth place was Angel. Fifth place was Noisy. Sixth place was Josh and Yamzo. Seventh place was Enough. Eighth place was Rapid and Kanata. Ninth place was Boogie, and then rounding out the top 10 was TS. For some other names that ended up making it, we had 11th place of Curve and Craze, 12th place of Cold and Vino. So Cold did end up playing the Eval Cup week after taking last week off, and they were able to make it to the finals. Tayson and Teeny in 21st, Cooper and Curly in 23rd, Scroll in 24th, Muzz in 25th, Donnie in 33rd, Blake in 35th, Shadow and G-Money in 37th, Baka and Pars in 38th, Kingaling and Rise in 43rd, Noxie and Mason in 44th, Taki and Vert in 49th, and then the duo that was just barely able to qualify, and I mean legit barely, by one singular point, Clicks and Higgs finished in 50th place. 237 points for them, 1 out of 7 game wins, 36 total elims. Definitely not the most consistent day for them, and obviously, considering the fact that they did qualify by just one singular point, I want to show Clicks' reaction to actually qualifying for the finals, and it really just shows how much passion he has for wanting to compete in an Eval Cup finals, even after, I mean, he's a multi-millionaire, all the stuff he's accomplished. This is still his reaction to qualifying for Eval finals.
Let's go! Let's go! Holy fuck! Let's go!
As always though, we did have a couple of big names miss out, like 86th place, arguably the best duo in all of NA right now, of Agers and Ritual missed out unfortunately, Threats and Veer in 87th, and then Reet and Booga didn't end up playing together today because apparently Booga is currently on his way to 0 ping so that he can play the Div Cup finals on 0 ping this weekend. We'll see if that ends up becoming true or not. Let's actually move on now though to how the finals ended up going. So unfortunately, the NA Eval Cup today just ended up not working at all. iFireMonkey ended up tweeting out new emergency notices, including a test one Epic pushed live, and it said NA Performance Cup canceled. The EU one ended up working out perfectly fine, and so we'll talk about how that ended up going, but we didn't get the answers to any of our questions on how Peter and Pollo would actually look in a set lobby finals, the last set lobby finals before the Div Cup finals. But let's move on to EU now still. Now we can finally talk about MrSavage. We're gonna start the EU part of the video off with that. I want to show some clips of what he was actually saying on his stream today, talking about him and Rezon splitting up, and then talking about some of his brand new potential duo options as well.
Anyone is entitled to do whatever they want at all times if they think it's the best decision for themselves, you know. It's always gonna be like that in the Fortnite community, you know. But I also think it's a bit weird when 2 weeks ago Reason was begging to play with me, and then, you know, me and Mongrel might have split regardless, right? Because me and Mongrel weren't doing good. So I'm not saying, like, I'm not gonna blame Reason for that, but I think it's a bit weird. 2 weeks go by and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna play with someone else. Like I said, he's entitled to do whatever he wants, and if he feels like he's gonna play better with someone else and that's better for him, then, you know, go ahead. But we got kind of caught off guard, bro. I did not expect that to happen after playing 2 cups together. About 20 points of coin, you know? Yeah, what are the best underrated fraggers / fighters in Europe right now? So I just start glazing Rex in this chat.
So there's a lot of different takeaways that I had from this. The first one was, it does seem like Rezon ended up dropping MrSavage. This wasn't like a mutual split up type of thing, kind of what we were potentially theorizing yesterday. This does just straight up look like Rezon decided that he didn't think him and Savage were gonna work, and so he ended up dropping him to play with Prax. And then if you guys have been watching any of my videos since the Global Championships has ended, it seems like Savage might finally agree with my opinion now, where I have been saying he needs to pick up a super good fragger, and now even an underrated fragger more of potentially, since he doesn't have like the greatest teammate options anymore, and he knows he's not going to be getting those teammate options like he used to when he was playing with names like Yapgo or Focus or people like that. And then even at the end of the clip here, he even went into Rax's stream and he said, should I just start glazing Rax now? Even at the end of his stream, he even ended up hosting Rax, showing there might be some breadcrumbs that the Rax and Savage duo could potentially happen as early as next week. We did get a Rax response to most of the stuff that he ended up saying, and Rax said, bro, Savage is crazy, but only if he grinds. So kind of showing what his expectations are for Savage if he does want to end up playing with him. He wants Savage to be a grinder, and I feel like that's what people have been saying for the past couple of months, and I really do feel as if Savage does end up playing with somebody like Rax, he would realize that this is probably the best option he's gonna get, and he knows that he's going to need to grind if he wants to be able to perform well with Rax, which I feel like myself and a lot of other people do agree that this could be a super good duo that, I mean, at minimum qualifies for div cups every week, which we haven't got to see Savage do so far in chapter 7. There is kind of one big problem though in the middle of this whole like Savage and Rax potential teammate stage, and that is that Rax still has to play an entire div cup finals this weekend with Akira. So I know pretty much all the MrSavage fans, and maybe even Savage himself, might be hate watching Rax and Akira a bit in the div cup finals this weekend, because could you imagine if Rax and Akira just ended up winning the div cup finals this weekend? Like, I don't think Rax is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to drop this teammate right here to go and play with Savage, who hasn't even qualified for a div cup yet. But if Rax and Akira don't perform that well, or if the vibes aren't necessarily there, that duo obviously was never even like fully locked in to begin with. Akira did just want to try out with Rax. So honestly, by the time that the div cup finals ends on Saturday, we might have our answer on who MrSavage's next duo is going to be. Today Savage ended up playing with Mixin, but he explained on stream that he didn't really give Mixin like full confirmation that they're actually going to be a duo that sticks together. Mixin knew that it was more just like a fill type of thing for him, but if Rax doesn't want to end up dropping Akira for Savage, then I could see Savage and Mixin playing in the future. Let's actually go over this Eval Cup on EU now, and this one honestly I do have to say is a little bit Mickey Mouse, because a lot of people did actually end up crashing just randomly in the game because the servers went down for a little bit, but the servers were only going down for some people and not everybody, so just randomly pros were just crashing in some of their games. MrSavage literally had to play out his last game as a solo to try to be able to clutch up the qual, and unfortunately he was not able to do it. So we had names unfortunately not be able to qual, like 55th place of Pink and Chris, MrSavage and Mixin in 68th place. Like, you see what I'm saying? I feel like every single week when I talk about where Savage places in these div cup qualifiers or Eval Cup qualifiers, he's always around that like 60th to 80th range. Like, he is always just there, and if he has a teammate that he can stick with, grind with, and is actually crazy at the game, like, I feel like in my personal opinion right now, for teammates that fit Savage's playstyle, Rax would be the best one out of all the recent teammates that he's had. Prax and Rezon finished in 207th place in Rezon's first tournament IGLing. They won 2 out of their 7 matches, 25 total elims for them. Rezon also though did get affected by the crashing thing. Wax and Vanya in 87th place. Shark and Teeny missed out in 108th. Mongrel and Turtle in 143rd, 177 points for them, no game wins, 13 total elims. They only had 2 games inside of the top 10 the entire tournament. I really hope this duo is able to start like performing better going into the future, because a lot of people really do think that this duo is potentially hanging on by a thread as well. Higgs and Josh ended up playing EU and they finished in 186th. Venus and Seti in 256th, Ghost and Tayson in 282nd, and then Akira and Rax did end up playing the Eval Cup today, and they really struggled. It was not their day at all. Finished in 589th place, only got 54 points in 7 total matches. Let's actually move on now to how the finals ended up going. Now in the finals, I have to admit, I was very impressed with what I saw out of the duo of Vico and Malabuka. They were the only duo on EU to win multiple games today, winning game 2 and game 3 with a 6 elim win and an 8 elim win. They did kind of struggle in their other 2 games. Vico even ended up like making a tweet about it and everything, but this is Malabuka's first tournament being on 0 ping, and now they are both on double 0 ping, and they were able to win multiple games today, 16 total elims for them as well. Super good and very impressive performance. Second place was iDrop in Marius. They also won the last game of the day with a 12 elim win. The consistency that this duo displayed today was absolutely insane. An average placement of 5.75 while being contested by Hari and Cammy. They were pretty much just splitting the drop though. Neither of them really ended up fighting that much until the last game of the day, but iDrop and Marius got a 6 elim 9th, 5 elim 7th, 3 elim 6th, and then a 12 elim win, which was the highest elim win of the day. They looked super good, especially for a duo that has kind of been struggling recently to place well in set lobby finals. Third place is Chino and Pablo. They won the first game of the day with a 9 elim win and got a 4 elim second in the last game of the day. I've started to be really high on this duo and they have looked super good. Fourth place is Karama and Wurex, actually the most consistent team of the day. Almost had every single one of their games inside of the top 10 and multiple second places as well. So we talked a lot about like Akira and Rax and how good they need to do in order to not split. But what happens if Karama just straight up doesn't want to play with Akira again because of how him and Wurex have actually ended up looking? I'm pretty sure they qualified to the Div Cup finals too. Fifth place was Skyjump and Zhu. Sixth place was Mataz. Seventh place was Ricky. Eighth place was Swizzy and Pixie. Only one top 10 for them. In their last game, really got a 2 elim 9th. And the ninth place was Bevies. And then rounding out the top 10 was Darm and Demus. Only one top 10 for them also though, getting an 11 elim 4th. The rest of their games, they were unfortunately just dying off spawn. Sky and Scroll finished in 11th place. Only one top 10 for them, which was literally a 2 elim 10th. Definitely not the greatest performance. 12th place was Focus in Thomas HD. Also not the greatest performance for them either. The elims were there in some of the games, but they were only able to make endgame once, which did lead to a 1 elim 3rd. Chap and Flixie also didn't have any top 10s, 11 elims for them. This team has never necessarily been like the greatest Eval Cup team. Moneymaker finished in 18th place, 5 elim 8th for him. Hari and Cammy in 30th, also no top 10 placements. And then that was about it for all of the big names in the finals. Moving on to the final player stats here now. Marius just dominated this tournament. 19 elims for him, 6 more than second place, and 1,400 more damage in second place as well with 5,400 damage. I swear he is still such a good fragger. That's why I don't really understand why him and iDrop have kind of been struggling recently, but second was Skyjump for elims, third was Darky, fourth was Wurex, fifth place was Vistroki, sixth place was Karama, seventh of Malibu, 8th of Pablo, 9th of Swizzy, and then 10th of Demus. And then for the final team stats, iDrop and Marius finished with the most total kills, 26 elims for them. I mean, Marius finished with more elims than every team besides 2 others as a solo. Just insane fragging performance out of him. And then of course, Vico and Malabuka won multiple games. Other than that though, remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we try our best to upload daily competitive content for you guys. Do what it says under me right here. Please use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. We've been grinding out videos recently, so I appreciate everybody that shows support and uses my code. Make sure you guys follow me on my Twitch as well if you guys want to watch the Div Cup finals and the EWC finals with me this weekend. YouTube enjoy winning some videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.